It was like 2 a.m. My cell phone starts ringing. Mind you, the workout starts at like 7 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. phone call. It's my now ex-wife, but at the time just girlfriend. Oh, you better not have any girls in that hotel room. As if I
That's
made
what
it.
she was worried about.
She was worried about. I'm like, listen, I am not on an NBA team. I'm trying to get on one.
So now you've graduated college.
Yep.
And you finished your 2 years at Wilberforce playing basketball over there and getting your degree. What'd you get your degree in?
Communications, mass media.
You got it in mass media communications. Awesome. And then after you got your degree, what was next for you?
So for me, it was like, all right, I'm done. I know I want to, pursue my dream, playing basketball. So, I literally took my phone at the time and just dumped out every basketball contact connection that I had, whether it be AAU from high school coaches, or coaches that recruited me in college that I never went to, that I had their numbers, you know what I mean? So I was just like, let me dump every basketball contact that I have on a notebook. And I just started dialing.
So why did you choose basketball after graduation? Why did you decide to go that route?
Well, it was my dream. I was like, that's all I knew was basketball. So it was like, if I want to, I want to go pro, right? And I know that even during the end of my senior season, I had people that were calling Coach Warren, and they were telling him like, hey, we're interested in that 6'10" guy that you have. And, some of those guys were just like scouts or agents. And, so Warren would call me in and I would listen to voicemails like, yo, I like that 6'10" guy. We played, some of our larger games on our schedule my senior year, like Cleveland State, Central State, whoever we played that was like a bigger school, always showed up. So, they were like, well, we like him, so if he can stay in shape, stay healthy, we want to, see what he's going to do this summer so we can, so anyway, I dumped all those contacts out and I started making phone calls. And the phone call that was the best was, my AAU coach, Dora Royster from Royster All-Stars. It's the name of the AAU team. And Daryl Royster gave me my first agent, and his name was Brian Delaney, based out of Philadelphia. And Brian saw my highlight tape from Wilberforce. He's like, you're 6'10", 6'9", 6'10", left-handed. You got a nice touch, blah, blah, blah. He was like, let me make some phone calls. So he's like, I want to represent you. So he ended up getting me a workout for the Milwaukee Bucks. And he's like, hey, everything's paid for, flight, hotel, whatever. Just get there. I just want one thing I ask of you is just to give it your all. Don't go in there lollygagging, whatever. And at the time, like I said, I was dating my soon-to-be wife, right? So when I get there to Milwaukee, I'm focused. I'm like, this is straight business. I'm coming here to get a fucking NBA, a lifelong dream.
Contract. You know what I mean? A contract based
even if it was just gonna
at
the time, even if it was just gonna be summer league. Okay, give me summer league. I'm fine with that. So I'm in the hotel, and it was like I went and got something to eat or whatever. I'm getting ready to lay it down, and it was like 2 a.m. My cell phone starts ringing. Mind you, the workout starts at like 7 a.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. phone call. It's my now ex-wife, but at the time just girlfriend. oh, you better not have any girls in that hotel room. As if I
That's
made
what
it.
she was worried about.
She's worried. I'm like, listen, I am not on an NBA team. I'm trying to get on one. She's like, yeah, it better not be no freaking girls in that room, blah, blah, blah. Instead of calling me at a decent hour to say, hey, good luck tomorrow.
Good luck and have a great tryout, and this could change our lives for the both of us, and we're in this together. No,
she's already thinking.
She was just like, you're already fucking around.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
okay, you get through that experience.
Get through that.
Okay.
Get through the workout.
Yeah.
And, the team, the GMs give feedback to my agent, Brian Delaney. Shout out to Brian Delaney, black guy based out of Philly. And they're like, yeah, we like him. He has good skill set, blah, blah, blah. But we think he needs more experience at the pro level, at a higher level, because his story coming from the school he went to, maybe he needs to go get more, pro experience under his feet.
Yeah. And that to me, that scouting report, it makes sense because even us at Wilberforce, or even the year that I was there with you, it was, we didn't really see if there was a path for any of us to go pro officially. So it's not like it was laid out there and like, pro scouts are coming to all of our games and all of that stuff. There wasn't like a regular thing. Like you actually had to go out there and make your career happen and go out there and get it, and that was a conscious choice. Yeah. For me, as soon as I graduated, I was like, grad school. It just like, that's what made sense, right? I'm just going to go to grad school and work my way up there. Like I let go of my basketball dream, a while ago, but for you to still even want to like stick with it and go there and just say, hey, despite the circumstances, it's not like we had like crazy, amazing college careers, you know, right? Yeah. So the aspirations, even going through that, the aspirations of really going pro, it kind of just, you're already kind of set. Yeah. You set yourself at a bar level and be like, if I'm not excelling at this point, then it's not coming, because what we were so used to, and that's the problem a lot of the times, it's like when we're younger, we're used to everything just coming to us because we're gifted athletes, we're very talented. And then now the time where it's just like, you actually have to make it happen. Then what are you really about? How much are you really dedicated to the game and what it means to you? And for you to have that drive and be courageous and sense, I don't give a damn what my outcome was or how I played. I want to go and play professional basketball. And you went and did that and were able to land a tryout with a professional team, an NBA team, and live your dream. You were right there and you had the opportunity.
So after Milwaukee and them giving that feedback to Brian Delaney, there was another tryout for like a team, Paris, France. It was a team in France that wanted a big, a power forward or center. And he's like, yo, fly to Philly, do the workout. The coach is already coming with the contract in his hand. And, the amount of money was like, I was like, what? Are you serious? They're going to pay that much money for a rookie right out of college? Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know anything about, I didn't have a mentor in the pro, So for me, everything was a first for everything. Now he's spitting out numbers at me, Brian Delaney, and I'm thinking for him, it's normal. He's like, yeah, you're going to get paid this, and that. And, they're going to give you a apartment, car, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what? He's like, you just got to come work out. And I had hurt my ankle in the Milwaukee workout. So I was like, yo, Brian, I'm not going to be able to go to Philly. I don't want to show up there and I can't perform. You know what I mean? He's like, don't worry about it. You're 6'10". I've already told him about you. Plus Milwaukee, their email feedback about you, he's seen it. He knows the GM. You're going to get this contract. At the time, it was like 10,000 euros a month, which, the euro's heavier than the dollar. This is tax-free money that they're going to just wire me.
That's wild.
You know what I mean? So I don't have to pay for housing, anything. So I'm like, all right, I can't make it. So Brian's pissed at me. Long story short, they ended up signing another big that came to the camp. They said that big was trash, but gave him the contract because he was there. So Brian ends up dropping me as a client. He's pissed at me. I'm like, damn, wow. I made him upset.
Yeah.
So I jump on the phone to the same AAU coach. He's like, I have another guy. He's an agent, but he's not domestic like NBA. He's an overseas agent.
Yeah, people think when you get an agent that they're just, they're there for you and they're always going to stick by you and like they're going to do anything. It only really happens like that at the highest level. But the moment, especially when you're dealing with the behind the scenes or if you're on a different level where you're trying to get to that point, agents will only get you so far, really just based off of every workout that you're in.
Exactly. So if you're doing the work, they're just talking and facilitating.
They're going to talk you up and they're going to put you on their shoulder and be like, yo, this is my guy.
Exactly.
And they'll hype you or get you in those doors based on your performance and how you play. So if you're an agent and I represent you, Taverius, and you go out there and you do your thing, and I'm looking at you like, yo, I don't know, man. This guy, he kind of stunk it up. He only had 4 rebounds, 2 points. He was getting dunked on. And you're just like, I don't know. You're going to go to the next best thing and then kind of bounce from there.
Exactly.
So it's like, it's give and take, so you got to be really mindful of that. It's kind of like that movie, which I did like on Netflix. It was the one with Adam Sandler.
Hustle.
Yes, Hustle. Yeah, that was a really good representation of
definitely.
that,
Definitely. I can relate to a lot of those things.
Yeah, because what is your experience overseas? Like, what was it like? Because I feel like a lot of people have misconceptions of like, oh, you play overseas and you automatically make this and or you're not even making that much. I think the perception changed as far as like, it felt like you had to be NBA or, bust. But I think right now, the lifestyle of basketball has really changed things.
Yeah.
I think people now look at it as more as like, if you can land a good contract or land a good job, it doesn't matter where you play. You could have just a greater life if you played in Japan, if you played in Spain, if you played in South America or anywhere. Like you could make a great living playing basketball anywhere in the world. So obviously the goal is to get there to the NBA if you're able to land a contract. But if you're in Italy and you're putting up 25 points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists or anything, you're going to get paid. You're going to make your 100%. Money and you're living in paradise and you don't have to deal with anything that's going on over here in America. So that's a real thing.
Some players don't come home. Some American players go to a country and they realize how sweet it is. And they're like, okay, even after this season's over with, I'm just going to get an apartment and stay, or they'll talk it out with the GM. Like, hey, the apartment is usually owned by the team anyway. So they're like, if you want to stay, you don't want to go home. Okay, fine. Stay here. If they sign you to another contract for the next season anyway, they're like, yeah, you just work out, at the gym whenever you want to. And, when we start bringing the team back, you're already here. So, but for me, I got with a new agent, Chris Beaven, and he got me the opportunity to go play in Spain. And back then he just emailed me the contract. I signed it, emailed it right back. And my flight ticket came not even 24 hours later. Flight ticket was like, they booked it instantly.
So how did it feel to be wanted and favored coming from college, coming from Wilberforce? Where was your confidence then? And then like now, how is it now? Like, and also at the same time, you're going on this journey. You're not really telling anybody about this.
No, I know, right? I was just going through
all this
process. Yeah. Like I said, it was a first for me because I'm like, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anybody to show me like, yo, this is what's going to happen. Da, 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 da. Everything was a first for me. And so, it was all surreal. I'm like, wow, I'm really sitting here signing a contract. I'm looking at, my housing, my pay, my salary. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. This is real. And once I actually got to Spain, they had the signs and waiting for me at the airport. And I kid you not, I landed, they're 6 hours ahead. So it's like, I got there and it was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking, okay, they're about to take me somewhere where I can lay down, get some rest, jet lag. I pull right up to the gym. Before I got there, they emailed me a playbook. And I'm looking at the playbook. Some of the stuff on the side is in Spanish. So I'm just looking at the numbers on the court, like in the dotted lines. I mean, this is crazy.
And now the language barrier. You're going into a different country and you're learning a different language.
Exactly.
And
I couldn't even ask them where are we going? As we're leaving the airport going to the gym, I didn't know we were going to the gym. I couldn't even ask them because nobody spoke English. They're just like, we know that you were picking up the tall black guy.
That's why I feel like I give a lot of credit to the Giannis Antetokounmpos, the Luka Doncic, you know, the Joel Embiids, everybody that has come from different countries to be able to come over here to America, Kristaps Porzingis, you know, things like that, to be and adjust and be able to speak our language, get along with our culture, hold interviews like a Nikola Jokic, all those kind of other players, like, and still be great on the court. Exactly. So now we're the Americans with our arrogant asses going over to other places and be like, no one speaks English? What's going on? What's happening? Yeah. So now you have to, and then how do you communicate? How do you get along with your teammates? How do you talk to your coach?
I was very fortunate. So I had a player, his name is like Maximilian Simon. And Maximilian he's a black guy, but he grew up in a small Spanish island called like Melilla, Spain. And he spoke both languages because he originally was from the UK. So he was from the UK, I don't know, went to the island of Spain, like, you know, maybe his preteen years. And so he knew both languages. So he was there. He approached me once I got to the gym. He was like, but his accent was mostly like from the UK. So he's like, hey, what's going on, blood? Like, hey, you know, they want to see you. They want to see you play. Even though I just got off the plane, he's like,
that's a pretty good interpretation. Can you talk like that the rest of the interview, please?
Yo,
yes,
Max
please.
When he sees this, he's gonna laugh at me. But no, like Max is like, yo, they want to see you play, man. They want to see you play, blood. So I know you're probably tired and jet lagged, but you know, you just gotta show them something. I'm like, all right.
That sounds amazing, by the way. But yeah,
and the crazy part is, for it to be Spain, I was like 2 hours. We were like 2 hours north of Madrid in a city called Palencia. So it was not the hottest weather. It was a little chilly. And especially it was at night, the temperature dropped. So I'm like, yo, it's kind of cold in this gym. He's like, that doesn't matter, blood. They want to see you play. I was like, all right. So I suited up, boom, got warmed up. And they were just doing like, you know, warming up, going through sets and stuff like that. But they were like, you know, they were calling out plays as we were scrimmaging. And they were like, did you read the playbook that we gave you?
And they're telling you in Spanish.
Well, no, Max was translating. He's like, yo, did you get the playbook? And I'm like, yeah, I got the playbook. He was like, yeah, they said you should have learned it. They had just sent it to me. Like I said, the flight was ready. By the time I signed my contract, I flew out like maybe days later.
I love that. You know what? Honestly, as a team, it's a great test because they want to know who you're dealing with when you come into their team.
And how serious I was.
And how serious about, like, you know, is this guy really dedicated to the game?
Exactly.
Because now they need to learn how to manage you and be like, well, all right, that's the first test.
He doesn't even read playbooks.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it serious.
Yeah.
So I read the playbook. There were some plays I knew, but, you know, for me, it was like I said, it was a shock because I didn't have a mentor. So I'm like, yo, this is how serious they take it. Like, I had to really go, even after that practice, thank God I did good enough, right, for me to be able to get through the practice. And, you know, as a big shout to Max, because he helped me a lot. Like, you know, they didn't understand that he was helping me. Speaking in English, like, yo, you're supposed to set the screen right there. He's on the court doing his part, but he knew all of the plays because he read the playbook.
Yeah.
So I still have that playbook to this day too. But that was how serious it was. And I'm like, yo, so there's no more classes to go to, like college. You have a lot of downtime to do what you want. So it's either you study a playbook, or you can go, you know, fuck bitch or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't
or
have to
put
go to
your
class.
shots up. You could even
Or
go to
get
the
shots
gym too, you
up.
know?
Exactly.
So
Get
like, but
shots up.
now it's like, all right, well, you're trying to, at this time, you're trying to adjust.
Exactly.
You're trying to fit in with your teammates.
Yep,
You
that
wanna
too.
you wanna spend time with them.
True.
And see how they move and how
Which
they
I ended
roll.
up doing. There was a break in between the season, just like how we have here in the States. Like, you know, we got NBA All-Star Weekend or whatever. So there was a break for us, and it was like around Christmas. I remember I stayed, and one of my teammates, I stayed with him. I didn't fly home for Christmas. I stayed with him and his family, and I had a Spanish Christmas. So that was my first time I ever ate octopus, shrimp with the head on it. You know, all of these things that's their culture. That's like us eating a turkey.
I can't
for
eat
Christmas.
shrimp with the head on it.
I know, right?
Disgusting.
You got to decapitate it.
I know, right?
But
Shout out
man,
to all the shrimp, you know, out there. Amazing. Yeah.
the pescatarians out there.
All the
man.
wonderful seafood. It's amazing.